Suppose you started a company to manufacture tennis shoes. Each pair of shoes could be made by one person, but it'd be more efficient to use an assembly line. A bureaucratic cell, like those found in plants and animals, is very similar. Bureaucratic cells have special structures that perform specific tasks, much like your factory. In your tennis shoe factory, you have separate areas set up for performing different tasks. Because organelles within the cell have membranes, they also can perform different chemical processes all at the same time. You can compare cell's organelle to the assembly line, the office, or other important areas that keep your factory running. Organelles carry out many processes that are essential for the life of the cell. Today I'd like to look at one of those organelles more closely. Please direct your attention to the Golgi apparatus. You'll find it floating around in the cytoplasm. We can't really follow a map to find the Golgi apparatus, but you'll know it when you see it. It's a flattened stack of membranes, which kind of looks like a bunch of flattened balloons all piled up on top of each other. You might see what looks like tiny little balloons breaking off and floating away. Listen for more about these tiny little escapees later in the story. Back to our tennis shoe factory analogy. Once the shoes are made, you do not just want them falling off the assembly line into a big pile. This would make it very difficult for you to ship the right shoes to the right customers. The Golgi apparatus, the one in our shoe factory, of course, not the one in our cells, would organize the shoes in pairs, box them, and ship them to the appropriate customer. In the cell, the proteins are made in an organelle called the endoplasmic reticulum. But we'll look at that one a little closer at another time. The important thing is that protein is needed in many parts of the cell for energy and for building things. This is where the Golgi apparatus gets to show its talent. The Golgi apparatus modifies, sorts, and packages these proteins into a sac called vesicles. These vesicles can leave the Golgi apparatus and travel within or outside the cell to where they are needed. And yes, those little pieces that seem to be ripping off the Golgi apparatus are those vesicles packaged and ready to be delivered, all made possible by the Golgi apparatus. I hope you now feel like you understand and appreciate the structure and function of my favorite organelle, the Golgi apparatus.